run anymore. Again, to cut off the classic boxer, we must have good balance and good feet. One of the most important things is my feet are wide apart, my balance is there. As Hussein walks this way, I step across. I don't have my back foot following my front foot. My back foot goes first, I step across. I'm stepping across at all times and going outside, outside, outside. If he steps that way, then the front foot goes in there. So I'm not ever crossing my feet. The feet are very, very important. To cut this guy off, if my feet aren't good, I will not stop him from moving. So the feet got to nicely balance. As he jabs, I'm going to get out the outside. Outside. The feet are always moving to the outside, making him go to where you want him to come to. So, for instance, if I get him out here now, I'm ready for, as this one comes here, I'm ready to throw the right hand. If he steps back the other way and I'm here, I'm ready to either throw the left hook to the head or the left hook to the body. So 2 punches, you're always ready. As he moves this way again, I'm ready to throw the right to the body or the right to the head. As he moves this way, if my feet are in the right position, I'm ready to throw the left hook to the body or the left hook to the head. Another form of fighting is called pressure fighting. That's something that Jeff Fenech was famous for. I put pressure on opponents from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now as I get Hussein in the ring to do some boxing with me. All right, and shake. Very, very important. Hands up nice and high. If the hands are down, we are going to get hit. So the hands are going to be nice and high, good defensive mode, and very important to be moving these hips. Very important, hands up nice and high. Catching those punches on the gloves, always looking. Not falling for feints to the body, so your hands come down. Hands up nice and high. Learning to take those punches, learning to defend, learning to move up nice and quick, having good feet. Learning to tie up and to work on the inside. Very important once we get him on these ropes, is to be able to work with the body and not let him out. As I'm working and he tries to sneak out of there, I've got to push myself right across for him again. And it's the same way. Having this hand here, having one hand free at all times, being able to work is very important. The rules of boxing, if you've got one hand free and you're working with it, the referee should let you work. So you've got to keep trying to work with that one hand. Pressure, pressure, staying very close. Pressure's not hitting your opponent, it's the thought of you hitting him. And when he gets into that frame of mind, the fight becomes very easy. Nice and close, nice and close. You've got to have good defensive skills in close. You've got to be able to make sure that when we get into this distance, we're there for the uppercut. So hands there for the hook. Nice and close. For the uppercut now, uppercut there, hook there. You've got to be ready for it. And you've got to be able to punch off it. Having your feet in the right position. Always being in that right position. Pressure fighting. Pressure fighting. Getting in there. Being able to work that body in close. And giving yourself room to come back with punches over the top. Very, very important. Another thing you've got to realise, while me, Jeff Fenech, I'm in here punching this guy, and he's going backwards, I'm nullifying the punching power of my opponent. Very, very hard for a fighter to punch with any power in a backward motion. Very, very difficult. Coming forward, I've got my weight coming with the punches. Me going backwards, nullifies all my power. So the pressure fighter wants his fighter going backwards at all times, pushing him backwards, not giving him any room to punch, especially with power. Always moving around, moving your opponent backwards. No power. Me always having power coming forward and leverage to throw all my punches. Again, very important while we're in here close to be able to roll and punch. Again, all coming from the feet. Boom. Stay there. Roll and punch. Again, here I come. I see my opponent there. I roll and come up with a punch. Again, roll and come up with a punch. One more time. Roll and come up with a punch. Ready for that next punch. Pressure fighting. The outside the jab, over with that. In we go again. As my opponent's going backwards, very little power. It's all nullified. And now I'm going to show you how to prepare to fight. against one of those fighters, a pressure fighter. Very important, have very good legs. You have to be able to dictate and move around that ring. Up we come, nice distance. And when that fighter does get there, to lock you in, you've got to be able to learn to tie him up nice and tight. Hold until that referee tells you to break. Start again, on the outside of that jab, you know. Good angles, got to have good angles. Come, good feet, got to have good pivoting feet. So as he throws that right hand, pivot out of the way. Back with the punch again, back to the center of the ring. Very important to try to stay in the center of the ring against these guys who are pushing you up, trying to push you backwards. Pressure fighters, very important to stay in the ring. If a pressure fighter gets you in their corner, then you're in trouble. But when he gets you in the corner, very important to learn to tie that boy up. Tie him up nice and tight. Just tie him up until that referee tells you to break. As soon as he says break again, we're going to try to get back in the middle of the ring, working off that jab, bringing him onto punches. Not letting the pressure fighter set himself. As soon as that pressure fighter sets himself, gets you back on the ropes, then you're in trouble. Very important again, if I haven't trained, if I haven't conditioned my legs from this pressure fighter, the first thing that'll go will be the legs. And when the legs go, everything else will go after it. Very important, good legs, nice strong jab. Keeping the pressure fighter away. Right in and out. Yeah. Pressure fighter's coming, right in and out. And again, pressure fighter, right hand, and out of there. You leave the pressure fighter there, back in the center of the ring. He comes again, right hand and out. Left hook, pressure fighter comes up, left hook under, and we're out of there, ready to punch again. And again, the pressure fighter's coming up, hands are up. Good. Always my eye on the opponent. Always eye on the opponent. Again, a little pivot, and ready to punch again. Back to the middle of the ring, working off the jab. The most important punch is that beautiful jab, pumping it out, ready for the uppercut. When that little pressure fighter comes in, he's really nice and close to you. Nice distance, uppercuts, very important punch. Uppercut, 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 and hook. Very, very important punch for a pressure fighter, or to keep a pressure fighter off you. As the pressure fighter's coming, he's always in that bend, he's in that crouch. If we can get his head up and make him think of something coming up, we've already got him thinking our kind of fight. So that's how to counter a pressure fighter. Okay. Another thing with the pressure fighter, those little guys that are pressure, like the Joe Frazers, they love to hook. As they hook, the best counter punch for a hooker is to hook with a hooker, because usually when they hook, they drop this right hand. So it's very, very important that if I'm going to throw a hook and I throw it properly, that this right hand's kept up. Usually, like I said, as a hooker throws a hook, he hooks and he drops that punch. If you catch his hook, he's usually open to be hooked as well. So we're in close, I've gone under that punch there, I've gone under this right hand, I've get ready for the hook, the right hand comes down automatically. So you hook with the hooker, so nice, as that hooker goes to hook me, boom, we hook together. Very important, when you're fighting a good little hooker like a Joe Frazier or those little Mike Tyson guys, you've got to keep that right hand up nice and high as we're going under the punch. If we're going to hook, which is a very dangerous punch to throw, we must have the right hand up to counter the other hooker. Sometimes we get into the ring and we hit somebody with a beautiful punch, and all of a sudden our fighter is in protection mode. He gets on his toes and he just runs and runs and runs. The way to beat one of these fighters is watch this. Right, I've hit Hussein early with a nice punch early in the fight. He's in protection mode now. He's up on his toes. He's trying to box. We've got it nice and tight because this guy's going to be running. We've got to learn to cut the ring off. Hands have got to be up high. A lot of times when he punches, we've got to learn to punch off the jab. Boom. We catch a jab and we punch. We can't wait. We can't beat with the jab. Hands have got to be up high, and we counter the punch with a punch. It's like counter punching. We're getting up there nice and close. He's boxing. He's using his feet. Hands up high. We're taking all those punches on the gut, and we're punching with the punch. We punch with the punch. We catch and we punch. Boom. Pressure. Boom. Pressure. Boom. And two punches. When that guy's running, he throws one punch, you've got to double your workload. Pick the pace up. In a 20-foot square ring, it's very, very hard to keep running. I don't care who you are, whether you're Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard. If you've got somebody in there who can cut the ring off, they will catch you. But the great fighters like the Leonards, like the Robinsons, they were able to stand